Now, this dude in particular, man, let me tell you something. You just look at the measurables. 6'3", 325. Number one. Number two, keep in mind this before you watch this film. Everywhere he's played so far, from college to the NFL, he went to Minnesota. I mean, to what's Michigan, and then he ended up with the Steelers, I believe, right? And both of those, just know this up front: when you're playing in a 3-4 defense, the object is for your tackles to play. They're two gapping. That's what they're doing. They're two gapping. For those who don't know what two gapping is, that means when your nose tackle or your three technique, you're asking him to play two gaps. So you want him to kind of slide up and down the line and maintain two gaps. It's two gaps for a reason. It's two gapping. It's just like it sounds. And so remember this as you're watching this film. Very rarely did they ask him to penetrate and get after the quarterback or get after the ball. So what you see on tape is nothing compared to what you're going to see on tape here once he gets a chance to, just kind of pin his ears back and go. For a guy 6'3", again, 325 pounds, this cat is hella explosive off the ball and strong and got his muscles are in the right spot. It's not like a big flabby 325. He's well put together, man. And I think he can bring a lot of what Mike Pennell brought to the table last year, and probably better because he's a lot younger. He just needs an opportunity to play in a system that fits what he can do, man. He likes to penetrate and get upfield. So without further ado, let's get into Donovan Jeter. I was wrong. I think he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Damn. Yes,
on that play. No, he's 6'3". Look at this. They asked him to get upfield on this play. Look what he did.
Number 60 said, "Oh shit."
That's a
he's strong, coach. He's strong.
Just for the record, those who are not Michigan fans, rarely does a tackle get the call to go upfield unless it's like down and short distance or something like that. Most of the time, they're two gapping and they're sliding along the line. When he gets the call to be himself and go upfield, this is what you get. Get off. Look at that. Do that look like 325 to you?
No, sir. He moves well.
Boom. Get back. Ain't that your boy John Michael Schmidt?
I hope is that JSM?
I think it is.
JMS. Yeah, that is him. You're right. That was him.
One more time for the people in the back.
That is him.
Get your ass off me, man. Get the fuck off me. What you doing, man? Playing with grown folks like that, man. JMS. Holla.
The strength.
Get your ass off me. Man, you better go call it. You better get the police next time you come fucking with me, dude. Call the police next time. National Guard, but you can't do it by yourself. Get off me. He just bullied that cat. This is what we're getting. Watch this. Like penetrate. Get upfield.
Ooh.
That's 325. Look at his get off.
Drop that shoulder.
That one was a little bit slow, but he ripped well. Man.
Yeah, drop the shoulder and rip though.
Want to see that again? Right to the ball. That's what they're going to be asking him to do here. Exactly what he's doing there. He's about to be two gapping here.
Ooh.
Threw him off of him. Want to see that again?
Get in the weight room, little man.
Wait a minute. Two gapping. Ooh, God, that was violent, man. That was violent. I sure hope it wasn't. That was violent right there. I see that again. Look how he just jerk this cat. Damn.
Yeah. He already has grown man strength, we see out there. He's
Like
a
that
strong.
dude had no business. That dude had no business. Okay, what was that? A tight end?
He just threw that dude. Yep,
Ooh,
it was. Or extra tackle.
he was an adult. I know that. He just bragged about his ass.
You know, there's while we're watching this, there's a comment, sophisticated thoughts in the chat. Make sure you comment questions, you know, whatever you got. But he's saying, hey, Nomad, he played with Hutchinson and Nazi Smith. Nomad got all the sleepers. I thought to myself, he could make this team.
I know he can make this team. You ain't lying, man. He played with a lot of dudes and sophisticated. It's not so much about, you know, who he played with. It was the style. It was the style versus what we do. A guy as explosive as this guy right here, it's not really benefiting him to play in a two gap and scheme like it didn't benefit a guy like Jervon Dexter. It just, you know, when you got that kind of power and explosiveness, you need to be in a system that really fits what you do well. And you know, I get, for whatever reasons he ended up at Michigan, and he just didn't, and ended up at Pittsburgh afterwards. Those systems just weren't conducive to what he is good at. He's powerful, he's fast, and explosive, man. You know, when you have a guy like that with those kind of traits, you need to have his hand in the dirt and moving forward and moving that line of scrimmage backwards. And that's the goal of what they do in the 4-3. The goal is to move the sticks backwards, put them behind the sticks. And when you got a guy that big, that strong, that explosive, you're gonna be in. That dude is gonna make this rotation, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will come out here and admit it. But if he can consistently do what I just saw right there on tape, you telling me that's not gonna make the rotation?
I mean, because of the depth we have, I think we are really deep at defensive tackle. We have him and it's a guy from Kansas State. I can't think of his name right now.
Todd Bell.
Travis Bell. Yeah,
Travis.
Travis Bell. Yeah. We have 6 good defensive linemen. You know, if we include him. So if you think that maybe 4 make the 53, he's at least going to be on the practice squad, you know, and be moved up, you know, when needed. You know, if a guy goes down from injury or something, I think he's a guy you can depend on, and you let him continue to develop, man, because like you say, he has that grown man strength, and he may have just been playing out of position. And that's, like I just said before, the Bears are looking at guys that fit our system who may have been playing out of position in other systems, man. So I think he might be one of those guys. You might have hit it again, Nomad. You might be another Nomad hit. We're gonna have to put a stamp on some. We're gonna have to get a stamp that say "Bow, Nomad, Nomad approved." Bow.
Hey, Sam, look right here. Brian just hit it. He's in Pittsburgh, Washington, and now he's here. You know what? And Washington would have been the place if he was gonna play, because they play a similar scheme, 4-3, and it's a attack style defense. But who was he gonna start over there? He wasn't going to crack that rotation, not with those two big dogs they got. And so I could see why he ended up not playing in Washington or was on the practice squad or something. But Pittsburgh, he doesn't fit what they do there. He could play it, but he wouldn't excel in it the way he can excel here on this type of defense, man. So I think it's all about the fit and timing, where you end up, what style of defense you're playing that better showcases your abilities, the better you look. And so, yeah, man, I'm really high on him, man.
All right. And even in Washington still doesn't play a penetrating 4-3 defense. Their defensive tackles have to prevent the guards and the center from, you know, pushing up on the linebackers. They still want their linebackers to make plays, so they do allow guys to hold up. They do want their defensive linemen, you know, to be thick enough to hold a line of scrimmage, hold those guys at the line of scrimmage to allow the linebackers to make the play. So it's going to be completely different than what we're doing. It's like the old Greg Blosh defense we used to play when we had Ted Washington and Keith Traylor in the middle. But now, you know, he's just going to be able to just hit this gap. He has a gap. You know, your gap is right here. Penetrate your gap. Don't over penetrate it, but hit the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You hit your spot and you go find the ball. And I think he's going to benefit from playing in this type of defense. I think you're right, Nomad. And he also has the strength to hold the line of scrimmage. You know, guys are going to try to push him around. He's not going to be one of those guys you can just push around easily.
Hell no.
It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be an interesting preseason, dog.
I like what we have, man. That dude's a meat locker, man. And he's got powerful hands. That's just the thrust he had on that guy, man. I don't know if that was a backup tackle or a tight end or whatever he was, man. He just treated him like he was a stepchild. I just know that. You can't just. I mean, it might look easy on TV, but that's a grown ass man. He just threw down like he wasn't shit. Mm-hmm. Just think about that for a second. It looks easy on TV until you go out there and you got to nut up for real. You know what I mean? And he just ragged out that cat, man. So it's gonna come down to with him. It's gonna come down to, okay, I see you can do this. I see you can do that. Well, how well can you do it consistently? And that's all. Everything about the 4-3 and this style of defense is all about, can you continue to do it? Can you keep doing it over and over and over and over? Like the reps you just do over and over and over again. You practice it till it's perfect, and you need to have the motor and the attention to keep doing it. Hey, hold on, guys. Hold up.
All right. But yeah, what do you guys think about them in the chat, man? What do you guys think about all these guys that we putting up here?
Being that this is Nomad at Night and this is our chat, what was that last comment from STC? Tossed them like a salad.
Tossed them like a salad.
Now, what